We begin with the aftermath of that tragic shooting at Annunciation Church in Minneapolis last Wednesday. The state is still mourning the loss of these two children, 8-year-old Fletcher Merkel and 10-year-old Harper Moisky. And tonight we now know at least 2 victims, 1 child and 1 adult, are still in the hospital. Over the weekend, officials updated the total number of hurt from 18 to 21 in this shooting. And talks of a special session have been on the table ever since. And today, while welcoming students back to an Eagan elementary school, Governor Tim Walz says he will call a special session to address our state's gun laws. He didn't give details, but he says he will release a proposal for lawmakers in the coming days. And as that plan develops, lawmakers are already getting ready for that call to come back to the Capitol. In the meantime, they're also letting their constituents know how they plan on approaching this session. ABC 6 News reporter Chandler Jackson joins us now live from our newsroom. Chandler, you spoke with a lot of our local lawmakers, and what did they have to say about the governor's plans?
Well, Maisie, I think it's safe to say that every legislator I spoke with wants to respond to last week's horrific tragedy with something that would help prevent another one. However, on either side of the aisle, the focus of that effort is definitely not the same.
Governor Walz made it pretty clear when he announced he wants to bring legislators back to the Capitol what his goal is and what it would mean if this effort fails.
If Minnesota lets this moment slide and we determine that it's okay for little ones to not be safe in a school environment or a church environment, then shame on us. So I'm going to call him back and ask him to do it.
But some on the Republican side are criticizing the governor's execution, saying his lack of conversation with GOP leaders before this announcement makes this a, quote, partisan stunt.
You know, the governor can put out as many proposals as he wants. Many of them have also been proposed by legislators, in both sides of the aisle. But if he's not actually talking to people about a special session, then this isn't a serious proposal by the governor.
Republicans are also arguing against Walz's focus on gun legislation, claiming it hasn't worked in other states and it wouldn't work here.
Someone who wants to do violence can always find those tools to do so. And so I think it's important that we focus on something that is really going to deter and prevent the type of horrific, murderous shooting that we saw last week.
Republicans have brought up alternate solutions, such as funding increased security at both public and charter schools through bills like the SHIELD Act, which was introduced in 2023 but failed. But they've also argued for expanding mental health resources, drawing the ire of some DFLers who say they've tried to do just that previously but were blocked by Republicans.
Increasing funding for things like MNsure and public programs to make sure that those who are giving mental health resources are paid better, that those clinics get better reimbursements. All of those things we have tried to do and has also been combated by Republicans.
With the legislature still so closely divided and expected to remain so after a special election to fill the late Representative Melissa Hortman's seat, any bills passed will have to have bipartisan support, which is going to be a tall order. Governor Walz has not yet said when a special session will take place. Live in the newsroom, Chandler Jackson, ABC 6 News.